Hey everybody, welcome. Strike TV, Video Country, Backstage Access. Now, our special guest of the evening, Rolling Stone Country, Taste of Country, Sounds Like Nashville, says she's the artist to watch. CMT 2019, CMT Next Women of Country.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, Stephanie Quayle. And the crowd goes wild! Stephanie, thank you for joining us. Hello, hello.
I mean, what? This is amazing.
You're amazing. And if I say that, can I, what they call fan hard for a minute?
Yes, please.
Okay, so
I
here's
got
the
my
deal.
boots on. I'm ready.
I have to be real honest. And I think you've experienced this and some other people that have been here. So Daryl Kirkendall, who is our guy, one of the guys, he calls and he says, hey, we're going to have this artist, that we may be able to have a chance to work with, to meet and to interview and everything. Give her a listen. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, well, what are you gonna get?
Right.
So I'm thinking in some cases, now I've learned over the years, it's not necessarily good or bad if you like it, if you don't like it.
Sure.
And I'll be honest with you, you had me not at hello, but at the second song. Flippin' floored me in a good way. So, I think we all have our artists and things that we like. For me, personally, we like our Straits and our Mirandas and everything else.
Yes.
But I love a vocal person, a vocalist that can just sell a song, sing a song, make you feel like you live in the song. Some of my favorites were Ronnie Dunn when he sang I Believe. And of course, David Nail to me is probably one of the most, I don't know if I want to call him underrated, but I love some David Nail.
He's amazing.
I love Faith. And you, when you sang it.
I do love to sing.
You sang it.
I do the singing.
You do the singing part.
That.
And here's what's interesting. So if you could, for the ones that don't know.
Yes.
And to me, it's an inspiring, hopefully it can maybe reach out to others to say, hey, this could be me. Tell me, you had an interesting start. Kind of tell us that story.
It's pretty wild.
It is.
So, yes, growing up in Montana, grew up on a farm. We had bison, cattle, horses, you name it. My stepfather was a veterinarian, so we had all kinds of creatures. And in our horse barn, we had a little silver AM radio.
Wow.
And that was just, it was country 24/7. And I spent most of my time in the barn because, the horses is where I live. I had to, shovel some manure in my day. So music was always in my life. I started piano when I was 4, writing my little songs as, this little girl. But I never knew it was possible. So 16 years old, my way of running away legally was taking an exchange program in Freiburg, Switzerland for my junior year of high school, which is like how does this, you can't make this up, it's too weird. So we're in this little cafe, myself and my host brother. I'd just been there maybe a month. And the table next to us, there's a band that's talking about how their singer had just moved back to Germany. And so I'm like eavesdropping because I'm a professional eavesdropper. I'm a songwriter. That's right. And so I say to them, well, I sing in very broken French. And they said, come audition for us. So I did. I got the job, and that was my after-school program. And that was the first time that I was on stage fronting a band, and I was like, this will be my life. There's nothing else that I want in this world. So then it's like, how do I do this? You just figure it out.
Montana to Switzerland.
It's super weird.
So here's the thing. So what kind of music was it? Cover band, 80s, well, no.
I don't know what it was. It was like every genre mixed together, and then this American girl with a Swiss band. It was just wild.
Wow.
But yeah, it was amazing. So I came back from Switzerland. I was just on fire for music, on fire for this world, this music business, how to become an entertainer, singer, songwriter, musician, and then it was just how you just go, you do.
Wow.
I moved to Nashville in 2011. I made my Opry debut last year.
Yes.
Going to go for my 4th time in a couple weeks.
August 17th.
You know it. Are you coming?
You know what? I promise you, I looked. If I didn't have a gig, I'd be your Huckleberry.
Oh.
Because I'd be there because I'd want to get your, I guess you're going to be in room number 4?
I don't know. Probably.
I'm thinking you'd probably be in room number 4. I'm just saying. Do you know who you're on the bill with that night?
I don't.
You don't?
I don't.
Oh, how cool is that?
I kind of like to not know.
Oh, really?
To I get really, the Opry takes me every single time. I get into the circle, I sing my guts out, and then I get off the stage and I cry my face off every time.
It's
honest.
It is the Opry. So
it's the Opry. So I was full-time music by the time I moved to Nashville. So I was performing. That's how I was making my living. So when I got to Nashville, it was the first time I was really exposed to songwriter rounds.
Oh.
And for those that have never been to a songwriter round, you have multiple songwriters on stage with just one instrument in their voice. And when I saw that, I wanted that so badly, to be able to have a song so exposed, so raw, with just a voice and a guitar, and have everyone hear your song. That took my breath away, and I was like, okay, whatever I have to do. So then I just went to songwriter rounds. And then I went up to every songwriter. I'm like, hello, hi, hey, want to write with me, you know?
Right.
And there was one particular instance where I reached out to a songwriter, and he was like, yeah, why don't we get coffee first? Why don't we see if there's,
Really? Okay.
some, we have something to talk about before we try to write.
So I'm sure you played at the Bluebird?
Oh, yeah. Oh, the Bluebird Man. That was one for the books, too. Again, as a songwriter, it's such a different animal than an entertainer. I've been entertaining for such a long time on stage, but as a songwriter, have your song resonate, something that you created, it's intense.
Yeah, but I didn't see the Winnebago out there. Did you?
I know the Winnebago's in the RV loft, it's having a little break from the road. We actually just played the Winnebago rally for our 3rd year in a row. Yeah,
cool
incredible. It's just this endless field of Winnebagos. I feel right at home.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm an RV kid, like 1,000%.
Nice.
Yeah.
So when you talked about the songwriting, who was your first maybe songwriting person, or who made you really want to write more or write like?
Well, that's interesting. So for the longest time, I didn't realize that the artist wasn't also the songwriter.
Okay.
I just kind of always thought,
Yeah.
that especially in our genre, the songwriting community of the country genre, especially the Nashville community, it's these songwriters, that's all, they all write 3-4 songs a day, 5 days a week. It is a job.
It is. Yes.
And so really, I think one of the most inspiring songwriters where I really keyed into her songwriting was Joni Mitchell, Court and Spark.
Ah.
And it came much later, like early 20s, that album got introduced to me and I just got engulfed in it.
Wow.
I feel like I'm just starting to get my craft of songwriting, like I'm starting to find my groove with it.
Well, you're only in your 20s. So
Well, you're very kind. Yes, I just turned 21.
You just turned 21.
Finally able to drink. And that's a good thing.
Right? Wow.
Yeah, no, it's really, I love the songwriting process. There's a song that's coming out this fall on our EP that I wrote with 2 awesome songwriters, Karen Kozowski and Tori Toulier, and we wrote a song called Evel Knievel, based on Evel Knievel, who was from Montana.
And does that come out in October?
It'll actually come out in September, and then the EP comes out in October.
Ooh.
Yeah, so we're doing kind of
Even better.
the song trickle effect.
Okay.
Yeah. So we've got a
Nice.
song coming out in August, and then September, and then the EP in October. Well, I mean, my women, Dolly Parton and Reba McEntire. You can't, when it comes to aspirations, the boots, the heels that I want to follow, those 2 women are extraordinary because they were able and are able to impact lives in such positive ways from the stage, the screen, as songwriters. They're outstanding.
Drinking
So
with Dolly?
come on.
Drinking with Dolly, that's pretty cool.
It's one of the coolest songs. Rachel Proctor and Victoria Banks wrote that song. When I heard that song in the studio, it was just a guitar vocal. And I just said, the world has to hear this song. It's a classic. It's a country classic. I am so grateful that I get to be the little voice behind that song. But, Dolly Parton heard that song.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. So tell me the story.
I've never met her, though.
I'm jealous. I haven't
Met her
either.
yet.
So I actually went online and I filled out an entry to meet her at the Opry. So I'm just
For her 50th anniversary?
Yes.
Me too. I did that as well. No, I'm hoping that we'll get to do something around that time because she's just tremendous.
Oh,
she's
yeah.
so cool.
So you mentioned, and I have some of the, what I call tour support maybe.
Yes.
So Lady Gaga?
Oh, that was wild. And
Yeah,
the 5 former presidents, right?
Wow. Okay.
Just casual. So imagine having a conversation with Lady Gaga after she's just performed in her white suit for the 5 former presidents. I played a little bit earlier. We're in conversation, and President Clinton is there having a conversation with us about the Beatles. And I'm like, I feel like Forrest Gump most of the days of my life. I just don't. Wow. It's just completely wild. Yeah, she's incredible.
So do you have any artists that you would like to tour with, possibly, or
Who
do some?
don't I want to tour with? You know, well, I have an affection for Texans.
Mm-hmm.
So Miranda, I would love to do some stuff with her. She's awesome, and I'm a huge
That would be
fan.
like a good.
Yeah, huge fan of Cody Johnson.
Okay.
He's awesome. He actually just played in Montana, right near where we live, and he's just good people. Aaron Watson, he's a good egg. We've actually done some shows
Yeah, you
together.
did some.
We're
Yeah,
gonna
you
do
did
some
some
more.
stuff with Aaron.
So I just love to play.
So,
Those that'll have me, who might like my music, that'd be good.
can I make a suggestion?
Yes, please.
Who I'd love to see? So I know this year, Ashley McBride.
Oh, you mean my girl?
Yeah. So I think.
love Ashley McBride.
So, and it was funny. I had a conversation with Kenny Rogers a few years ago about the whole
Dropped a
song,
name.
about the song thing. But I think you would be perfect for the George Strait tour.
Oh, well, shoot.
I'm just saying, and I think someone here knows some George. Yeah, I'm just saying. You know, because
That would be incredible. You know, I went to my very first George Strait show just this last, and I went full fandemonium. I had on the George Strait shirt. It was bedazzled. I was okay with it, and the entire show I was taking notes about the set, like, okay, you chose that song there, and one of the guys came up to me, he's like, hey, do you want me to send you the set list so you can see the order? Because I was so like, I can't go to concerts and I have to, I study.
and
You know?
and to be honest with you, I almost made my own Stephanie Quayle set list.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, what would be
'Cause-
on that set list?
Well, and here's the thing. So, of course, because, If I Was a Cowboy comes out
Yes.
on the EP in October, but if not, check it out. I found it on Spotify.
Yes.
I found it on Amazon. Of course, we found it on YouTube. But, of course, we want to buy it. So,
Yes,
wherever
buying is important, too.
Buying is wherever you're important. So, no, so of course, you wouldn't open that with your set.
Correct.
But, of course, can I get a fist bump for a few songs?
Yep.
Selfish?
Yep. Oh, of course.
Ugly. I mean, just...
I mean, yeah.
and
Classics.
Classics are just amazing.
Selfish is a lot of fun.
It is, and that was probably one of the 2 or 3 songs I was like, wow,
Oh, thank you.
that's the wow. But then, and of course, I mean, I know Mark Wright and Julian King
Yes,
is your
yes,
producers, and
yes.
I'll be honest with you, I'm not a sound guy, but I feel sorry for him because your voice live, I would almost just want to just hear you live and just record it.
Thank you. We get to have a lot of fun. I love the studio, but it's such a different animal than the live performance. There's nothing like seeing a face in the audience and being able to connect.
What we'll do is we'll go ahead and put you in for Vegas here.
Yes,
Yeah,
I'm
so
in.
we'll go ahead and do that.
Love
and
it.
then we'll go ahead and. So, real quick, so one of the reasons why we're here.
Yes.
If I Was a Cowboy.
If I was a cowboy.
So, and now tell us about the song, and then it was shot on your ranch?
Yeah, in Montana. Yep, absolutely.
Montana.
So the song's written by Nicole Gallion, Shane McAnally, and Ross Copperman, like super trifecta of hit songwriters.
Mm-hmm.
Heard the song, just off the title alone, I was already in. Like, I was like, this is my song. And we recorded it, put it out, and then we shot the video in Montana. The funny thing is that we weren't originally going to shoot it in Montana because
Oh.
the weather in Montana is so tricky. Like,
Okay.
it could snow. And it was snowing about 2 days prior to shooting.
Wow.
And but I was home in Montana. We had just played a show there, and I go, we have to shoot the video here. It feels wrong not to.
Yeah.
So we changed it within 2 weeks. I apologize, Jeff Johnson. And we shot it in Montana. It was just all our friends in the video. We shot it on the ranch. We went to the old saloon, which was where Cody Johnson just played. Built in
wow.
1902, real swinging doors. And I think it's very authentic to that cowboy state of mind. That was one thing that was so important with portraying the song from both, the song itself and then the video, is that I grew up with that cowboy state of mind. If I fell off my horse or something happened, you get back up, you keep going. And, I think that's a state of mind we could all use a little bit more of.
Well, I think we can use a lot more of your music. So.
Well, thank you.
Wow. So, everybody, it's been a blast. The talented Stephanie Quayle. Look her up, I guess, stephaniequayle.com.
Yes.
Facebook and everything else. Strike TV, Video Country, Backstage Access. Thank y'all. See you next time.